this is the last part of this chapter. Okay, we will talk about molecular formula, empirical formula, the formula of a chemical, and then we will talk about percent purity and percent yield. Hopefully, you will understand. Okay, let's do it. Oni will do it. Okay, also. Okay. The first one, what is empirical formula and molecular formula? From this one, you can see if the empirical formula is the simplest whole number ratio. Remember, whole number. So there is no points. For example, 1.5 and 2.5, we cannot accept it. Yeah, that's it, the simplest whole number ratio of different atoms or ion in a compound. This is work for both ionic and covalent compound. And then the molecular formula is the actual formula. Yeah, is the number of ion type of different atom in one molecule. That is the actual number. So we can use this example, acetylene. It's the empirical formula is C, and it's only because it consists of 2 C and 2 hydrogen, while benzene is consists of 6 C and 6 hydrogen, 6 carbon and 6 hydrogen. This is the models. This is the formula. This is the models. Okay, so benzene is also have same empirical formula with acetylene. Six say each, yeah, carbon and hydrogen. It's not determine the isomer because actually the substance that have same molecular formula can have different molecular model. That is we call it isomer. But for this one, it's not isomer. Yeah, this one is not isomer. While when a compound have same empirical formula, it's not exactly it will be isomer with other that have the same empirical formula. Isomer is within the same molecular formula. Yeah. Okay. This is how you can determine. Okay. The first example. To determine the empirical formula, you can get in the gram or in the percent. We will go to the pane here. What is the empirical formula of this compound? That one, it has 13.5 gram of calcium, 10.8 gram oxygen, and 0.675 gram of hydrogen. So the thing that we can do it first is to list down the thing that we know. So wait a minute. I will list it. Yeah, 13. Okay, I will choose this one. 13.5 gram calcium, 10.8 gram oxygen, and 0.675 gram hydrogen. And then this one, we need to make it into moles. Okay, so because this is atom, we need to divide it by the AR. Okay, let me see. The AR of calcium. Actually, I have already made the calculation here. Is 40. The AR of oxygen is 16, and the AR of H is 1. So we can calculate it. It divided by 40. This one is divided by 16, and this one divided by 1. Okay. Okay. We will get the moles. Okay. You can use the calculator because you absolutely need calculator. 13.5 divided by 40. It's 0.3375. Okay, moles. This is in the moles. Okay, and then 10.8 divided by 16. This one is 0.675. Okay, and then the last one 6. This one. Okay, the next one we have to make the ratio. This one is the smallest, right? So this one is you make it 1, and 0.75 you divide it by 0.3375. Wait, sorry. Okay. Here we know that there is 1 calcium, 1, yeah, and 2 O and H, 2 and 2. We can use this one as we know this one. This is calcium hydroxide. Okay. The other way, we can use also the percentage. If you got the percentage, imagine that the real sample is 100 gram. Always assume that this one is 100 gram to help you. Okay. So, there is carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. Yeah. Okay. 57.14 gram. We assume it's 100 gram. Yeah. And then 6.16 gram of hydrogen, 9.52 gram of nitrogen, and 27.80 gram of oxygen. And then you divide it by the mR of each, AR of each of the atom. This is divided by 12. This is divided by 1. This is divided by, okay, I forget how much is nitrogen. This one is completed. Okay, nitrogen is 14. Oxygen is 16. 14, this one divided by 16. Okay. Use calculator to calculate the moles. Okay. I will calculate. I will write here moles. Okay. This is the moles. 57.14 divided by 12. 4.79. Okay, I just write it. 4.76. Actually 1/6, but I will run up. Okay, and then the next one. Oh, this one only one, right? Because it's only one, so this one is 6.16. Okay, next 9.52 divided by 14, 0.68. Okay, and then 27.18 divided by 16, 1.698, 699, 1.699. Okay, determine the smallest one. So in this case, the nitrogen is the smallest one. So in the ratio, I will write the nitrogen 1. This one 1. And the rest I will divide it by 0.68. So first I will divide the first one, 4.792 divided by 0.68, 7.0029. Okay, I will write it 003 here. And then 6.16 divided by 0.68, 9.0588. Okay, and then this one 1.699 divided by 0.68. This one is 2.4985. Okay. Okay. From here, you can see this one is 2.5. So you have times it 2 all. So therefore, for C is 14, for H it's 18, and for N is 2, and for O is oxygen is 5, 2.5 times 2. So the formula, the empirical formula of this one, because we cannot have points, is C14, it's 18, and 205. Okay, we can see also here that is C14, it's 18, and 2 and 05. Yeah, that is how you can deduce the empirical formula. How about the molecular formula? This is an example. What is the molecular formula of this molecule? Okay, the compound is ethylene glycol. Is often used as an antifreeze. It consists of 38.7% of carbon, 9.75% of hydrogen, and the rest is oxygen. So the thing that you need to do is list down like usual. Carbon, hydrogen, and the rest is oxygen. So we can write this one is 38.7. Assume the total mass is 100 gram if you don't have it in the percentage. So you will get it easier. Okay, this one is 7.75. And then I will share my calculator here. This one is 100 minus 100 minus 38.7 minus 9.75. It's 51.55 here. And then you need to divide it by the MAR. So this one divided by 12, this one divided by 1, and this one divided by 16. Okay, that is the moles. Okay, I will use blue. Okay, this one is 9.75 because 1. I will do it first with the oxygen. The oxygen is 3.2218, so I will make it into 3.222. Okay, and then I will calculate the carbon. The carbon is 38.7. 38.7 divided by 12. That is 3.225. 3.225. Okay, this is very similar. Just write it one. And I will use the oxygen. Moles of oxygen, I mean. 9.75 divided by 3.222. Sorry. 9.75 divided by 3.222. 3.02 0.0260. Okay. We can conclude it's 3 because it's less than 5. Okay, and then this one is, therefore, we can quote the empirical formula is CH3O. Okay. Okay, this is the addition. The molecular weight of ethylene glycol is 62.7 gram. Okay. Actually, this one this is the MR. Yeah. For this case, this is the MR. Not actual gram, but it's like AU, atomic mass unit. Okay. The MR of this one. So this one is 12 plus 3 times 1 plus 16. Okay. Use calculator like usual. Okay. 12 plus 3 plus 16. This one only 31. Okay. We have 62.7. Okay. So we have to divide this one with 31. Okay. 62.07 divided by 31. Not exact, it's okay. 2.002 and okay, here. So we can conclude it as 2. So the molecular formula, we have to times it all this one with 2. So this is C2H6O2. Yeah, like this one. Is the percent yield and percent purity. What is the function actually? The percent yield function is we can deduce from the theoretical yield and the real yield how efficient is the process. Usually in one process there is a waste and there is an efficiency. Never in a process you can found the process is 100% efficient. Never. Yeah. So this is an example. So you can like estimate your budget if you make a industry to make chemical products, so you can calculate your budget. That is the function of percent yield. Okay, in example, one more ascorbic acid, that is vitamin C, is synthesized from 1 mole of glucose. So from glucose, it will convert it into ascorbic acid. Glucose is C6H12O6, and the ascorbic acid is C6H8O6. This process is called Reinstein process. In a trial, 100 gram of glucose was used to produce 110 gram of ascorbic acid. Yeah, so we do trial, and actually from 180 gram glucose, it will produce 110 gram of ascorbic acid. Calculate the percent yield of the ascorbic acid. In this case, we know that this one, we have to balance it. Actually, both is 1 mole. Okay, it's not balanced because there is other reaction. There is other substance that produce, but I don't write it. So assume this one is 1 mole. This one is 1 mole. Both is 1 mole. So you can calculate the MR of both of this one. Yeah. The MR of glucose is 180 and the MR of ascorbic acid is 176. Okay, this one is 1 mole. Actually, calculate the MR. First, we have to convert 180 gram of glucose. Yeah, this is the glucose. Okay, mole of glucose. We can calculate it by using gram per ml, gram divided by ml 180. Okay lah. So this is 1 mole. Yeah. And then after we got it 1 moles, we can do it like this one. The coefficient per coefficient time 1 mole. So it's actually 1 moles of ascorbic acid. Yeah. So 1 mole ascorbic acid is equal to, yeah, mole is mass per ml 176. Okay, so this one is 170 gram. So theoretically, you will get this one, but actually you only get 110 gram. So you divide it 110 divided by 176 times 100%. This is the answer. So the percentage yield is not maximum, it's not 100%, it's only 62.5%. Okay. How about the other function? This is the percent purity. Why we need the percent purity? Actually, we need the thing that we drink or the medicine. Usually, the chemical is reaction is used to make medicine, and also some health product, and also some other benefit like cleaners or something, or food additive. We need it to very pure, because it will, if not pure, it will damage our health. So that's why we need to calculate the percent purity. Okay, ascorbic acid purity from the process before can be checked by titration by using iodine in the reaction below. So you can calculate, but determine whether the ascorbic acid from the process before is pure or not. Okay, this is how we can determine it. We add iodine. In bio, later on you will study it, actually, the titration of vitamin C. It's used iodine and all together with starch. So the color, the initial color of the indicator will be blue, and the later color will be after it's reacted, it will be clear. You will study it later in bio also. So in this case, you will understand that titration not always happen between acid and alkali, also can happen between the redox reaction and also between the other reaction that create precipitation. Later in the lab, we will check also about the titration of salt. Yeah, later we will do it in the lab, actually. Okay, this is the first one. There is ascorbic acid C6H8O6 plus iodine, I2, and then you will got actually C6H6O6 and 2I minus ion, iodide, ion, and 2 protons. Okay, 2.5 gram of ascorbic acid was treated with 22.4 cm cubic of 0.5 molar iodine until the color change. Calculate the percent purity. Okay, the first one, we have to calculate the MR of ascorbic acid and MR of iodine. And MR of iodine is 254. And then we know that there is 22.4 cm3 of 0.5 molar of iodine. Okay. We can calculate small divide molar is mole per dm3. So we can divide it by the moles. 0.5 moles here. You can know that is mole per volumes from the previous concentration subunit. And then the mole itself is we will search it because we need in the moles. All the reaction need to be converted into moles. This is we can convert it into dm3 divided by 1000, 0.0224 here, and then you times it, we get the mole of iodine here, okay? And then this is a mole of iodine, actually because this one, this one, this one, okay? 1/1 times the moles, because we need to percent purity of this one, and we know the mole of this one. 1/1 times 0.0001, 0.0112. This one we got the mole of ascorbic acid. This is the mole of ascorbic acid. We times it with the mR to get the gram. Okay. After we get the grams, we can divide it. 2.5 gram. This is the original one. And this is the actual that react. So this one, the pure ascorbic acid. This one is not pure because not all react with iodine. Other substance cannot react with this one during this reaction. So we can divide it and times it 100% because it's percent purity. So you can got the result here. Okay. Okay. We can do next. Example 2, the percent purity. This is from carbon dioxide volume gas into other substance. Yeah. So I can also give you the question that you need to convert from volume to other part. Okay, 10 gram of sodium carbonate, Na2CO3 give 2100 cm3 of CO2 gas. Calculate the percent purity of according to the reaction. So first we have to write down the reaction here. Sodium carbonate, yeah, plus HCl. So actually this is the reaction of carbonate and acid. Is produced sodium chloride plus water plus CO2. This is, I have already gave you the equation, the balanced one. Okay, the first one, we know that we have this one, yeah, from the reaction. So you can calculate, we will search for the purity of this one. How pure is 10 gram of sodium carbonate? Yeah. So this one, we need to divide it by 1000 first, because actually this is a gas. So this one is the moles, yeah, divided by 24. And then we can see this one, the coefficient 1, this one, the coefficient 1. So 1/1 times 0.080875. That is the moles of sodium carbonate. This is the mR of sodium carbonate. Yeah, we times it with the mR, so we can got the grams. And then this is the actual that react. This is that what we have. So we can calculate the purity of very pure, 92.75. But actually for the medicine you need the purity until 99%. And for specific medicine maybe is higher than it. But for real, the other one is okay if not too pure. Okay, that's all for this subunit, Ani will say, thank you for your attention. Hopefully we can do the lab later on. Goodbye.